Namaste. I'm the Queen of Cups Montreal. This reading features the Moonology and the Universe Has Got Your Back Oracle. We will explore your path of emotional healing under this new moon in Cancer. Be prepared to feel all the feelings. At this point, I invite you to pick the deck or crystal which resonates strongest for you. In the video description, you will find my Linktree URL, connecting you to links for my tarot reading, energy healing services, and my Etsy store for healing crystals. You will also find timestamps for your chosen reading, which you can use to navigate the video. Thank you for joining me. Please like and share. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications for future readings. As always, love all and harm none. This includes yourself.
Namaste, Jasper group. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned in the introduction, this reading is for your new moon in Cancer energy. So what we're going to address are, your emotional state, your vulnerabilities, your wounds, repressed emotions that can be brought to light as the moon grows. We also want to express or explore your transformation through this journey. What will the lunar cycle that's beginning now bring you? We're not going to touch on love, even though Cancer has a lot to do with love and relationship. And the reason for that is when we work on ourselves, we automatically work on our relationships. We show up better, we show up fuller, and we're more present. So what emotional circumstances need to be addressed? Circumstances, situations, stances, energies. What in your emotional body needs to be addressed? This is new moon in Gemini, so there's something that you're not communicating. There's something in the throat chakra energy. It could be that you're feeling like you can't be your true self, or you can't express yourself in honest, authentic ways because you're repressed, or somebody's not hearing you, or you're afraid. So what emotional circumstances need to be addressed? The fact that you need to communicate and express yourself and communicate who you are in an authentic way that honors who you are and honors your truth, Jasper group. Because a lot of times we find ourselves in situations where people are just not willing to hear us. Or in the past, in our childhood, we were brushed aside or discredited or ignored. And so we're scared of speaking up now. But it's important now under this new moon that something's communicated from you, that something is expressed. Something needs to come out here and see the light in terms of your truth. Listen, let them have it. If they can't handle your truth, then they can't handle you. What vulnerabilities, wounds, trauma, hurts must be cleared? What needs to be cleared? And as the moon grows brighter, what needs to be illuminated so that you can release it? This is the cardinal moon, and it's about a fear of starting again. It could be a fear of new beginnings, and with that, a fear of endings. So I want you to really embrace the fact that you are the maker of your life. You manifest what you choose. Endings, losses, failures don't exist. I feel like failures are really an issue of lessons and wisdom to learn. But like losses, breakups, things like that, it's just releasing what no longer serves us. So don't be afraid of new beginnings. You feel vulnerable or wounded or maybe a little bit disappointed about this new beginning or this ending that's around you or you fear. But endings are really a new opportunity to start again. Okay? Endings are an opportunity to be the baddest queen you can be, or king you can be, having learned, having grown, having had that experience. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable. You know, this position, this card, we're asking about vulnerabilities and wounds. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable as you step out in new beginnings and take risks, and take chances. What repressed emotions are going to be healed, or can you seek to heal under this new moon in Cancer? Here we have the fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So I do feel like you have to address your anger, your passion, that fiery side of you. Perhaps you're scared to really feel. Sometimes people with panic or anxiety or trauma are scared to really feel all their emotions. They try and keep it neutral for fear that they'll go too far. They'll cry too much, or they'll yell too loud, or they'll laugh, laughter, until they can't take it anymore. And I think that it's okay to feel all your emotions. For me, my guides are kind of telling me that somebody out there needs to not fear their anger and fear their fire. So we're doing Cancer New Moon, but I think this would be good preparation for Leo season under this new moon to kind of say, what can I, how can I honor my fire? How can I stoke my flames? How can I channel my inner fire in a way that serves me? So here we're kind of getting a picture where you need to communicate something to someone, right? Or live more authentically, or speak your truth. And then here we're saying what vulnerabilities you can't be afraid of taking the first move, of stepping out, of thinking outside the box. And then what repressed emotions, I think you need a little bit of fire, pizzazz, anger, a bit of like roar energy to kind of make these happen. So don't repress your anger, your frustration, your heat, your fire. Okay, so let's get serious here. Angels, guides, and ascended masters, I ask that you show us as a collective, as a group, for the people watching, what message will serve their highest and greatest good. Give me as a reader and intuitive the opportunity to communicate this message in an authentic, clear way that honors the path of the people watching and honors the truth of the angels, guides, and masters that have shown up for us today. This card is I choose love no matter what. All right? And I think that the message here is pretty clear to me. Communicate, be your authentic self, live your truth. Be bold, step out, follow your path, make the first move in making yourself happy. Don't hold back on your passion, your drive, your anger, your fierceness, because this is all comes together to love yourself. I choose love no matter what. Choose to love yourself no matter what. Whether it's communicating your truth, whether it's living the life of your choosing and stepping out in the life of your choosing, or whether it's standing up for yourself and following your passion and following your drives. So I feel like under this new moon, it would be a great opportunity for you to set the intention to live more authentically, like forget what other people think because they don't pay your bills. It would be a great opportunity to ask yourself what it is you truly want from life and ask Spirit to help you guide what the next steps are in achieving that. And get in touch with your fire. I know it's the new moon in Cancer, which is water, but set the intention to get in touch with your creativity, your fire, your passion, your drive. All right, what crystals do we need to do that? I think you need a little boldness, to be honest. I'd love if you could get some tiger's eye. I think that would be great for you. Some nice tiger's eye. Even carnelian would be good for you. Confidence, drive, emotional expression. Carnelian's great for that. And passion, truth, personal truths. You guys, you can always reach out to me at qochealing.com. Stay tuned to my Instagram. If you're not following me, follow me, because every now and then I do lives, and that's a great opportunity for you to ask your questions or get a quick 3-card reading for absolutely free. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me. I'm Chanel at QOC Healing. And the great thing is every now and then I pop on a Clubhouse with a friend or on my own, and I give impromptu readings. We have discussions. And the great thing about Clubhouse is you can take part in that. So do that. It's awesome. You can reach me at qochealing.com for dream interpretation, energy healing, and tarot reading, of course, as always. Thanks for joining me, guys. With every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. Here you go. Here you go. I sincerely hope you receive it today, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for the Leo season reading. Namaste, guys. Namaste, Moonstone Group. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a piece of rainbow moonstone. Thank you so much for joining me for my crystal geeks and nerds. As you heard in the introduction, this is your new moon in Cancer reading. We're going to explore emotions, what needs to be expressed, released, addressed, and how you are transforming on your healing journey, how this transformation can take place, what is your journey going, a little message from Spirit to help bring it all together. And you know, Cancer season is about relationships. I get that. It is about love, the love we feel. But the best place to work on sound relationships, platonic or romantic, is to start with ourselves and start with self-healing. So that's why I want you to just be open to working on yourself this Cancer season, and then you can manifest the best in love, career, health, everything. So position number 1 is what emotional circumstances, situations, perceptions, what of these need to be addressed? This is the new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. So I do feel like there's been a little bit of a stagnation, emotional stagnation. Maybe it's not free flowing as much as you'd like. Maybe you need to take a little time to work on your spiritual self and work on your spiritual understanding, connection, that spiritual self-care, meditation, growth in that way. So what emotional circumstances need to be addressed? You need to sit back and take a pause. Sit back and take a pause, pull back from the busyness of it all, and really work through your emotions, work through your energies. I want you to work through assimilating all that you've been through, because Pisces, I find, is often about that assimilating all the emotional stuff and all the lessons and all the stuff we've been through over the zodiac year. So that's why I feel this is a call to you to kind of assimilate everything you've been through. I think some of you out there may have been through some heavy stuff as of late, or been through a difficult year, and I feel like the best way to address that is to just take a step back and put it all into, make sense of it. And you guys, I am a spiritual life coach, and if you need help self-actualizing or healing on a mental, physical, spiritual, emotional level, send me a message and we can work it out. Because I think that what's called for the Moonstone group right now is to assimilate what they've been through. Take a pause, go over it, throw out what you don't need, the hurt, the pain, the anger, and keep the wisdom and the lessons and the empowerment. What vulnerabilities, wounds, traumas must be cleared? So that's a perfect follow-up question to the new moon in Pisces here. First quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. So I feel like you have maybe a fear of being abandoned, a fear of not being able to stick to your guns or stick to your path. You have a fear maybe of committing and failing and being wrong. So there's a wound here in terms of commitment. There's a wound here in terms of turning thoughts into actions, or plans into actions. There's a wound here, I think, my guides are saying, a fear of failure and a fear of loss. And sometimes somebody out there, maybe one or more of you, is thinking, I'd rather not try than try and fail. It's painful and it hurts you. It as an empath, like, I'm feeling the pain that you feel when you try and you fail. So I feel like this is a deeply relational thing. I said I wouldn't do relational this week, but I feel like this is a deeply relational message. So don't be afraid to love again. Don't be afraid to love again because you're afraid of commitment or failure or loss or anything like that. I feel like under this new moon in Cancer, address that relational hurt. Address the fears that I just brought up that are associated with this first quarter moon energy. And clear it. Remember that love is abundant. You know, the same way we can have a mindset of scarcity with money, we can have a scarcity or a mindset of lack with love. There's more than enough love for you, for everyone. And that includes romantic love, you know. That's not just the universal unconditional love, because sometimes you just need someone to hold you. What repressed emotions can you heal under this new moon? This is the fixed moon, and I feel like you're feeling, especially romantically, I feel like some of you out there are feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant, like you're not finding the person you need, or your relationship is not growing or improving or increasing. I feel like there's a fear in some ways that that you're stuck and that nothing's going to change. And I feel that there's this energy with the fixed moon, says hold your vision. It's like trust and acknowledge. So what is being repressed here? A fear that you're stuck, or the cognizant that you're stuck. And by acknowledging it and becoming aware with it and working with it, the more you can release and start flowing again. But before you start moving again, you have to realize what you're doing or how you've been doing it hasn't been working, or how they're doing it isn't working for you. So there's definitely this energy here of taking a time out after all you've been through, because I feel like it's really heavy. It makes me want to cry as an empath. I'm feeling somebody out there is really heavy emotionally. And it's about saying, okay, I'm afraid of being let down, of being abandoned, of failing. You can't fail at love, but at failing at love. And then what you're saying is you're repressing a fear of staying the same, of being stuck, of never progressing, of life never changing. Acknowledge that fear and kind of look it right in the face and be like, if that happened, how could I make the best of it? Or if that's going to happen, how can I change it? Or if that happened, how can I basically Eckhart Tolle said, now I'm about to bust deep on you guys. Eckhart Tolle says, if you're in a situation that doesn't suit you, then you can choose to accept it, leave it, or change it. So ask yourself under this new moon, ask for insight and illumination as the moon grows brighter. How do I either leave my situation, accept it, or change it? Now let's get serious. Angels, guides, and ascended masters, I'm coming to you for all our viewers to kind of collaborate for a message that reaches their highest good and serves their greatest benefit. I ask that you enable me to communicate it in a clear, concise way that honors the message as much as the recipient. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. And that's what we've been talking about, guys. I love it when a plan comes together. Who are my 80s babies out there who love the A-Team? I love the A-Team. Like the original A-Team. Why do we have to remake everything? I'm off on a tangent. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition, and that's what we're seeing. Maybe your relationship, your job, your friendship, your family situation, your situationship. Okay, I feel like it's relational for a lot of you in my Moonstone group, but maybe your situation isn't working because you need to take a pause for the cause and figure out like what everything is meant up to now and how you're feeling, and check in with yourself, because you need to clear the fear and the vulnerability of being left behind or of being losing someone. And then you have to heal the fact that you're feeling stuck, and you have to come face to face with it, encounter it, and say, okay, I'm feeling stuck. Do I leave this situation, accept it, or change it? Because your inner experience, your internal condition is going to, you can't see, sorry. Your internal condition is in fact impacting your outer experiences. You're manifesting what you fear, what you hurt, what you're creating what you think and what you feel. And that's not a guilt trip, guys. When I tell you guys you're creating what you're thinking or you're manifesting your thoughts, that's just law of attraction. That's just the law of the universe that says like attracts like, all right? But you can change it. You can change it. So what do we need to do? I want you to clear out all that funky energy. No, I didn't say the F word. I said funky. Okay, get some chevron amethyst or dream amethyst. Clear it out. Get some selenite. Get some clear quartz, guys. Get some smoky quartz. Everything to like clear the stuff out under this new moon. you know, if you want a great package for clearing, go to my Etsy store. In the video description, I'm going to put a Linktree link. And there, if you click on it, you're going to find my Etsy store. And in my Etsy store, look up crystals for protection and crystals for warding negativity, because they do the same thing. They clear as they ward. So get into that, guys. I think it'll really help you. You can always reach me at qochealing.com for tarot reading, dream interpretation, and energy healing. I am a certified Reiki master. I'm also a spiritual life coach. So that's not something I offer just to anyone because I'm very selective. But if you need some spiritual life coach, let's see if we're a match. Reach out to me, connect. If you're on Clubhouse, look for me, Chanel, at QOC Healing. And on Instagram, just check in every now and then, guys. Follow me, because every now and then I pop onto a live and I answer your questions, which is awesome because we get to meet, we get to kiki. It's a whole thing. So with every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. I hope you receive it today. And I look forward to seeing you again next week when we're doing Leo season. Namaste, guys. Namaste, Rhodonite group. Thank you so much for joining me, beautiful people. I love this. It's like sensory, I don't know, guys. Bear with me. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is your new moon in Cancer reading. We're going to explore emotional stuff, vulnerabilities, wounds, traumas, repressed stuff, how you're transforming, how you're growing. I vowed this time, even though Cancer season is big about emotions, I get that, guys. It's not lost on me. I didn't want to do any specifically relational, big on relationships rather. I didn't want to do any specific relational ones because my message this week is that if we work on ourselves, we heal our relationships. Because why? Because hurt people hurt people. Alright, so the last group, the Moonstone group, ended up, oddly enough, being very relational. But that's not my goal today. I want to focus on you. You're the star of the reading. So what emotional circumstances need to be addressed, need to be brought to light, need to be explored under this new moon? What intentions can you set? By the way, guys, in my Etsy store, if you go in the video description, there's my link tree. And in my link tree, you'll find my Etsy store. And there's a foundational package for moon crystals. And you can add any crystals that I suggest here to that package and, you know, make it a bop. Make it a whole new moon, full moon, balsamic moon, any sort of ritual. I put the basic or fundamental moon ritual crystals in there. So emotions are running high. I accept your emotions. That's the message to me. Be willing to accept your emotions. Be willing to, don't judge yourself for feeling things. Don't judge yourself for feeling things deeply. Allow yourself to feel all your feelings. And there's nothing to be ashamed of about being emotional. That's a beautiful thing. Like when I was a kid, you know, we didn't have highly sensitive people, or we didn't call them highly sensitive people. We didn't call people empaths. We didn't, like, I wasn't exposed to that language. While I come from a family of gifted healers, we didn't have that language. So oftentimes outside of the home, I was criticized for being very emotional. Why are you so emotional? Why are you so sensitive? But now we realize, as we're learning to accept more and more people, we're realizing that it's okay to be emotional. It's healing. It's aligned to light workers. It's aligned with people that are comfortable with themselves, people that are growing. So don't run from your emotions. What vulnerabilities, wounds, traumas should be cleared under this new moon in Cancer? New moon in Cancer for new moon in Cancer. Interesting. You and your loved ones are safe. So I feel like there is a little bit of a fear. Maybe my guide's talking to me now. She's saying a scarcity mindset, a scarcity in love, money, provision, companionship. So I feel like when it says you and your loved ones are safe, maybe in your childhood or throughout your life, you got messages that there wasn't enough, or that you weren't safe, or you weren't protected, or nobody like was there for you. And I feel like address that and know that there's more than enough love, provision, abundance, fun, joy. There's all that stuff out in the universe for you. So there's more than enough for you. Um, so yeah, I want you to remember that. There's a vulnerability here when I'm picking up like a lack, an energy of lacking, and a fearfulness of like the world, and that trauma might return, or somebody might hurt you, or that people don't have your back. And remember that there's more than enough protection and love and healing and provision out there. And if you haven't found your tribe, your network, your chosen family, you will. Maybe it's time to reach out to them. Send somebody a message. Whether you're your bio family or your chosen family, send someone a message. Be like, hey, I always tell people, you know where to find me. I'm not going to call you. You call me. But, you know, sometimes it's good to do the calling too, you know. As a Taurus sun, Capricorn moon, I am a little bit stuck in my ways and focused on work all the time. But it's good to do the calling sometimes too. What repressed emotions can you heal under this new moon? Yeah, look, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So I feel like release the negative mindsets. This kind of tells me that there's a real negative mindset going on of lack and distrust in the world. And I struggled with the same thing. And sometimes those negative or cloudy thoughts do come back up for me. You know, but it's about encountering them and being mindful of them. And I love how Eckhart Tolle, he's referring to like the power of presence. Like just catching yourself doing it is sometimes enough to say, I am present. So when those negative and hurtful things come back from your past or from your previous experiences, just remember the fact that you're going, hey, that's a negative mindset, means you're halfway there. It means that you are not your negative thoughts, and they are not you. And just the fact that you're identifying them means that they are other from you. They have this energy of otherness. They are separate from you. So just acknowledge the fact that there's some trauma there, some negative mindsets, some unserving mindsets that you can just release now. They're not serving you anymore, my friend. All right, let's get serious. Angels, guides, and ascended masters, I ask that you come together in a collaborative effort to serve the greatest good of those watching right now. I ask that you come together and serve their highest and greatest good of the people that will watch the video, of the people that will view this. And I ask that you give me the strength and the wisdom and the guidance to be concise and clear and communicate in a way that honors the message as much as the recipient. The presence of love will always cast out fear. And isn't that exactly what we've been talking about? The presence of love will always cast out fear. So there's a fear of not having enough and not having people there for you. There's a fear of not being safe and secure and protected and loved. And there's also like a ruminations, negative thought patterns that keep coming back and back, I feel, related to this situation. So remember that love for yourself, love for those you trust, reaching out and generating that love and feeling that love will always cast out the fear here, the fear that we're dealing with here, the vulnerabilities and the wounds that we're dealing with here. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. There's more than enough love for you. I'm going to summarize. I feel like the best way to go about this new moon is to accept your emotions. It's okay to be deeply emotional. It's a gift. What wounds need to be cleared or vulnerabilities is the fact that you are safe, you are loved, you are protected. There's more than enough of everything for you in this world, and you can attract it. What repressed emotions will you heal? It's the time to release negativity. So set that intention under this new moon. Release the unserving mindsets. And how do you do all this? How do you let your emotions flow? How do you start to trust that you are protected and loved? How do you release the negativity? Love, 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 love. Love, what does the Bible say? Love casts out a multitude of fears, or covers a multitude of fears. I'm not a Bible person myself, but I do believe in creator source, and I do believe that source creator, God, the universe, your angels, whatever you believe in has more than enough love for you. You guys, I'm going to keep it really simple. I want you to get all the love crystals. I want you to get Botswana agate. I want you to get Rhodonite, Even the green ones, malachite, green aventurine, labradorite, all that good stuff. You guys, with every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. Here you go. I sincerely hope you receive it today. I look forward to seeing you next week for the Leo season opener. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me. I'm Chanel at Queen of Cups Healing, and every now and then I just answer. I open up a room and I answer your questions, and I let you guys just ask me questions. We have really provocative conversations about spirituality and life, and also if you're not following me on Instagram, you're gonna kind of want to follow me on Instagram. I'm just saying. Um, no, it's because you guys, every now and then I will pop onto a live and just answer, a few questions from my followers, from the people that are in the live. So it's a great way of getting to know me before you book a session at qochealing.com for dream interpretation, tarot reading, energy healing. Usually in my sessions I end up doing all three, but so get to know me in these different venues so that we can work on your healing journey together. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you have an awesome week. Namaste.